Out of the top ten richest teams, or richest owners of football teams, the UK or the English Premiership have got 5, because a Saudi Arabia investment fund has just bought Newcastle United, and the net worth is 320 billion.
Just a few. Not a whole hell of a lot, right?
Yeah, well, not compared to our Patreon fund. We're up there with Bezos.
Yeah.
Mikey, when are you going to build your dick-shaped rocket so we can go to space?
I thought we were going to Ginger Island.
We can land there. Go to space and then just land. Like
Here's what we do, because we're live, but no one can see us, and they're probably not listening anyway. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to build the rocket. We're going to send it up into space. It's going to explode, and then everyone will cry over our mourned bodies. However, we will have just sent up an empty rocket, and we will all be on Ginger Island.
Wow.
That's where we're all going to retire.
Yes.
I was instead of that, I was going to build Homer Simpson's hammock where he can replicate himself, but they've got no belly buttons, and send one of them back here. Probably be a bit more intelligent than me, to be fair.
All right, we ready for this? Whose turn is it?
Yeah.
Brenda's turn.
Yeah, Brenna, you haven't been... Yeah.
We shall soon.
Did you
We're live.
just swish wash whoosh me without even like,
I said
hey, 5, 4.
Here's a two.
Okay.
Here's a two.
Me.
Here's a
Me.
two.
Okay. So guess who's back? Back again.
Shady's back. Oh.
No,
Oh.
no, that would be me.
The real B. Duncan.
Hey everybody, welcome. You know what day it is. This is Bin's Day, which means only the best people are here.
The other one I'm going to kill very slowly, like...
The Viking is not here
like
again.
May did Hammond.
Right, exactly. Welcome to the Bin Podcast. It's Bin's Day. You guys are all on Twitch right now, but those in the future, or the past, on YouTube's. Hello.
And audio.
Bye. Oh, and yes, we do have audio. We still are an audio podcast every once in a while. So I am here, the most wonderful, the most beautiful Brenna. Yes.
Don't laugh
yourself over.
Don't laugh so loud, Wayne. She can hear it.
It's okay. I have some hot apple cider to keep my beautiful fall theme going.
Hot apple
freezing
cider.
Here.
Whoa. What do you mean it's freezing there? What is it, like 70?
Like 62.
Oh.
She's put on a long sleeve shirt, Mikey.
Look at that.
She's
Look
got
at
the.
that.
I'm
It's
surprised.
new. I have to get like jackets because.
Wow. Climate change is real.
Oh, we're gonna be talking about climate change. Anyway, there's this guy over here that I don't recognize because I have not seen him for a while. The Mister to my lovely Kristen. I don't. Kristen, you could have come over here. Would have been better.
My first edict that I have delivered as king and husband is she's not allowed to go to California once.
Oh no, you can't tell her.
She's
She is
banned
queen of the
from.
capital.
She's banned from California because I know there are two particular ladies waiting at the border with binoculars and a couple and a burlap sack. Like,
yeah,
dude.
she's not going back.
Mikey, I just want to correct you. No, Brenna is not waiting with binoculars. She's got a permanent drone set up.
Oh,
You remember her credentials, man?
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it's just gonna be tethered so I can stay up there for days.
Wow.
We're just waiting for her.
Can that happen?
So
They can do that.
this is very cute. It's
Can
very
stay
cute.
can stay up there for days.
So we have Mikey,
Hello.
who had, I guess, a wonderful cruise. Something happened on the cruise.
What?
What do you mean? Lots of stuff happened.
Yeah. Well, some magical things happened. And then this guy down here across the pond from us.
Look at me. I look like a competition winner.
Wayne the Waymaker Lynch with his adorable little girls. I get to see one before production started, so we got to see one of the cute little ones with snot coming out of her nose. It's very, very adorable.
Oh, it was a full-on facial explosion. Let's face it.
It was right there. Which, you know, most kids are smelly and sticky like that.
Why are kids permanently sticky?
They're just gooey. It's like there's a layer on them.
No, but you see, the thing is, what Florence does is she'll sneeze and it'll be that explosive thing, and then she starts doing this.
No!
just scooping it into her mouth, and then looks at me and goes, "Ada, Ada." And I come along with a wet wipe, with the evil daddy with a wet wipe, and I'll try it, and that's it, full on meltdown. You get away from me, you monster!
Just snatch her note, snatch it out of her nose.
You wait till I'm older, I'll cut you, son.
Anyway,
soon I'll be the one with the wet wipes. Soon.
Yeah. Want a wet wipe to clean up that blood, Dad? Nah.
Wipe it like Rush. She just starts quoting Rush Hour. Wipe yourself off, man. You dead. Leaves it on top of you.
She's stopping Sienna coming into the room. She's like, "Stop it! He's already dead."
Not enough. Not enough.
Oh, brilliant!
Real quick, pop culture stuff. Are you guys watching Squid Game, and why not?
No.
No, but I feel like I'm being socially badgered into watching it.
Yeah.
It to me seems that it's another iteration of the classic battle royale, but a different twist on it.
It's different. It's good, different. And
no, but it's the same premise, isn't it? Where they've all got to try.
I'm not telling you shit. If I tell you anything, it ruins it. I can't tell you a word other than watch.
Okay.
Just have to watch. I went over to the big homie, Big Hassan. I went over to his workout dungeon and did my hour today. And then, and while I was recovering, he popped on. He's like, "Oh shit! Oh shit!" I was like, "Yeah." And then I left. And then he's like, "Oh, it's going to start up episode 2." It didn't even give me like a 30-second countdown. It just gave me a 2-second countdown. This is how they get you. So I got him hooked. My girl's hooked. Everybody happened.
Well, let's. Why were you over at Big Huss's house?
Working out. He's a personal trainer, and I'm his client.
Yeah, but what's the goal, Mikey? What's the goal, Mikey?
The out sexy Wayne. I'm getting my sexy back. Damn it. I'm gonna be shirtless on the next round of stickers. It's gonna be me.
Yeah, you wait, mate.
Wow.
I'm getting the. No, see, this is the thing, Mikey. What you have to do is you have to oil yourself, and then you get, and then you have to get a little spritzer with water in it, so it beads up on you.
There you go.
Know, not my first photo shoot.
I've seen some of them, yes.
Brenna will be the judge.
I'll be the photographer.
All right.
I'm a photographer.
I'll be more comfortable. That way.
Mikey's in a safe space.
Yeah.
But,
that's okay. Kristen could come over.
Whoa. Yeah, actually, Brenna, let's talk about what you've been up to.
Yeah, what have you been up to?
Yeah, where have you been? Who have you been cavorting with?
Mm-hmm. Well, I've been working nonstop for 3 weeks. It's
very That's
difficult.
It. I have evidence to the contrary.
What are you guys saying? Just tell me what you're thinking.
Well,
you know what
I am innocent
of nothing.
so
I am an angel.
Mikey, as Brenna's not been here, have you seen any kind of photographic evidence to say that she's been working the entire time, as she's just made this very bold and public claim?
I mean, I did see pictures of her out to a dinner date with a certain friend of ours.
I don't go out. No.
Whoa.
They were very close to each other.
Oh my goodness.
Very close to each other.
So, Mikey, are you saying Brenna may have been cavorting with someone else who is not on the Bin podcast right now?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I saw. I can testify.
I don't have any other friends, guys. You're it.
Wow.
Hold on, let me pull up a quick screen share real quick. Just pull up a brief screen. Oh, tons of mice. Tons of mice is in the chat. Hi, tons of mice. Brenna was out with your wife. Brenna was out with your wife. Brenna was out with your wife. There, I said it. I feel better.
Wow. Imagine Mikey and, being captured by the Viet Cong. Where are your people? Over there. They're over there.
I'd have a full carton of cigarettes, all the beer I could drink. I'm telling everything. Don't put me in compromising situations if you don't want me to save myself, because I will. Because I always will.
Worst interrogation ever.
They just start turning the light towards him. He's like, oh, okay, right, no, over there. And these are the codes. This is the password, username.
Well, I don't know his password, but his wife's name is Margaret, and its lucky number is 7. So try that, maybe.
He has 2 dogs.
Oh, this tent got air conditioning. This is a nice tent. Y'all got me set up. I like this.
It doesn't speak at all. It's very nice and comfortable.
Don't worry about that waterboarding thing. We just we just chill.
That's the going trend in military interrogations. They can get a lot further with a 6-pack of beer and a pack of cigarettes than they can with a fucking bucket of water and some cheesecloth. Because they'll tell you fucking anything to get you to stop.
So, guys, if you're listening, do not give Mikey any secrets. He will not.
Yeah, don't do that. Keep that shit to yourself if you don't want everybody to know.
Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
It's not my business. I don't care about sharing it.
He will fold like a wet flag in the wind.
That's if I get caught, but I'd have to be there to get caught, which is why I don't go.
Yeah.
So we've kind of skirted around the subject. So, Brenna, where were you? And who were you out with, and what were you doing?
Wow, I feel attacked.
He was snogging.
Good.
Hold on. None of you.
Mikey, that's cultural appropriation.
None of you were there, so you don't get
Why was her lipstick on your collar?
You don't get the full story. I'm just gonna give you the PG version.
Wow.
Why did you need to?
Is there a new OnlyFans?
Jenna, help me.
Aha!
We have a name. Have a name.
Oh, please. Y'all know this was going to happen.
Yeah, we did.
Anyway, I had a wonderful Sunday dinner out with a particular good-looking young lady. I took her to one of my favorite Vietnamese restaurants in Orange County.
Y'all had pho.
I had pho. She had salad. She had a really nice salad. It was like this food is this big. Like it's a family size food, but it was delicious. It's good because it's all healthy. And fresh, and it tastes good, and it's very well done. So it's good if you're like me who can't eat a whole lot of junk food. It's not good for me to have something delicious. So I went out with my soon-to-be podcast partner.
Yes.
Jenna, and I finally got to meet her in person, and we clicked immediately. So we're getting ready. We picked a few dates to do some recording, and I can already tell you it's going to be a whole lot of fun because we're going to be talking about us, about our jobs, about our friends and families and experiences. We're going to be
Gonna be talking about us, mate.
no
Oh. I think I hear one of my children crying.
Yeah.
Bye. Good luck.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to put Pandora back in the box after this game.
And we're basically we looked at this as you're going to watch us become friends. So it's going to be what you do with your friends. You go out for drinks, you
Braid each
grab
other's
some-
hair.
Pretty much. We're just going to be talking about us, and we're not going to be worried about the news because I have my news. We're not going to be talking about pop culture. We're just going to be talking about us and what we do and just how we see the world, what you would do with any and girls' night out.
I'm excited because it would just be nice to have you two just talking about your lives away from what we do here, which is basically dissect the news in a very layman's way. And yeah, I'm excited to see how you grow. Mikey has his hand up.
Well, before I go to Mikey, I just want to make sure that everybody knows this is going to be on Patreon. So you have to actually become a patron in order to see this. Mikey, what would you like to say?
Are you guys gonna be drinking while you record?
I'm not going to force anybody to be drinking, but it is kind of my goal to make sure that I have something.
I don't know. That's in my contract. What's going on?
Yeah, Wayne. I'm jokes aside. I'm really excited that you guys finally got to hang out. That you guys are going to be recording because I've been pushing for this for a long time, and it's finally come to fruition.
So I sent Mikey the dates that we want to do some recording. So we'll get that set up, and then we'll work on figuring out what level of patron that you have to be in order to see this. And so the best way to do it is if you aren't already a patron, go ahead and become one, and then you'll be able to see us. Just talk like girlfriends.
And my best.
Oh, should we do this now?
Well, we kind of did it. Maybe we'll be able to skip it. Maybe we'll be able to skip it today. But let's get into the meat and potatoes. We've stalled long enough. Brenna, produce the potatoes.
What potatoes are we doing first?
Your potato.
My potato. 1 potato? 2 potato. Okay, first off.
Potatoes are delicious. I agree.
Because I'm smart.
Ooh, look at her.
Because I already got this. Woohoo! Woohoo! All right, and now I get to. No.
What happened?
Why would you switch? No.
Sorry.
Show.
There you go.
Stop touching my stuff.
I didn't mean to. I touched it on accident.
Wow.
Oh, by accident.
Yeah, sure.
Butchering the English language.
Exactly. All right, here we go. California oil spill. We just had a giant oil spill off the coast of Long Beach and Huntington Beach, all the way down here to the Newport Beach area. Apparently, they're still investigating it, but it looks like a pipe was either hit by anchor or because we have tons of shipping ships outside of our harbors right now, just tons. So there's a lot of activity going on out there, and there's pipelines there. that we use for the oil rigging. We have rigs out there, we have processing, and then we have pipes underneath. Well, guess what? We got a little bit of a pipe burst, and now it's just flooding all over the ocean right now. I'm not here, by the way, I'm not here to talk about like the renewable energies or blah 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 blah. This is very particular to my area right now. We have not had one of these since tanker in the 80s.
Exxon Valdez.
Yeah, the Exxon Valdez that spilled a bunch. So we haven't really had this type of disaster in a long time, and this is a big deal for us because we have some of the largest coasts in the country, and we have wildlife here, and we're looking at years and years of damage. So let me show you quickly.
Now, was the spillage an accident by one particular vessel owned by a private company that should be fined for not doing their job right, or was it just a freak thing that happened?
I think that's still the investigation, but what I have recently read in recent articles that it looks like there is a one of the ships, the big shipping ships, might have passed by one of these pipes with maybe a anchor down or wires or something that in fact did puncture or destroy this exactly. And of course they're denying it because they don't want any fault in it.
So let me get this right. You've got pipelines under the sea.
We do.
Okay, well, there's your first problem. Shouldn't be there.
Into the sea, like down into the bedrock to get the oil underneath. And then the ship was dragging an anchor.
My apologies. I misunderstood.
So we also have not just oil, but we also have natural gas pipes too. And so they do the same thing where it's underneath, and because we collect natural gas from the ocean, and so you need to use that to transfer from one place to another. So oil pipes are something that we have been in the news for a long time, but this is one of the first times that we've seen an underground oil pipe burst since the platform in the Gulf of Mexico.
So is that why you had that Eye of Sauron fire a few months back, where the sea was on fire?
That was somewhere else, I think.
Yeah. We haven't had a really bad fire based on gas for a few years. When we had that, it was on top of a mountain, but that was like months.
I'd just like to address someone in the chat. Our good friend Tim. We don't transport oil by wooden barrels like the UK. Listen, Sunbeam, right? We invented this. So calm down, wind your neck in, go and melt some cheese. All right? Leave me be. Got enough bullying from you last night.
And Tim, we all know that they don't use oil. They just use the oil out of the forehead of a sperm whale, like they've been doing for centuries past.
Yeah,
we're
at the
scientific fact.
Yeah.
I read Moby Dick.
We're out there bludgeoning whales, singing sea shanties as we go.
So before I finish this topic or let you guys sort of go after it, I just want to say that they are now asking for volunteers. They didn't for a while because they didn't know what to do with it. And oil spills can be dangerous because it's toxic. So there's usually not a lot that the public can do without the safety education on that. But there are a few things that you can do you can go to the website about the California wildlife and sign up. What is it? Well, sorry. I had it. Department of Fish and Wildlife, and you can register. Actually, this is a better. And you can fill out this form if you want to help out. And there are organizations that are also taking donations to help with the cleanup. But anyway, now we can talk about everything that's wrong with this.
Yeah, so I know it's,
Let's just go like everything that's wrong. First off, this is devastating to the wildlife.
Yeah.
This could last 10, 20 years. I believe even like the golf when they had the platform, the pipe burst underneath their platform, they're still dealing with it, and it's been 10 years. So
Oof. Now, this might be a stupid question, but can't they just light a match? Then they don't have to clean anything up? It's literally in the ocean. It's not going to catch on fire.
Again, I'd just like to put you in the direction of that fire that happened where it was like the Eye of Sauron in the sea, where it was just on fire.
Yeah.
In the sea.
Well, the land's already on fire. You might as well set the water on fire.
Fucking hell. Mikey, king of the world. Just burn it. Just burn it all.
Burn it
you
all.
know what? Let's just restart the whole thing. Right?
Thanos is starting to really grow on me.
You know what? I understand.
Oh wow. No, but I don't think that's a solution. But it's again, this goes back to we need to get away from fossil fuels, because things like this will keep going on and keep going on. The more dependent we are on fossil fuels, yes, it's cheap.
I also think that first off, we're again, I'm not trying to get into this, fossil fuel, alternative fuel, energy kind of thing, but there is also, like, I totally understand that there are still things that we use raw oil for. Like we refine it for a reason. We've got plastics, we've got various types of oils, we have rubbers. There are just certain things that we still use with this. So I'm not going to debate that. What I'm more interested in is how we keep this all safe, because we need the regulations that are in there, because if you look at it from this kind of selfish point of view, they close the beaches. We can't go on the beach. It still gets hot here. People are still going to the beach. We have surfers, we have children. Like this, from that selfish point of view, now all these people who vote against regulations for oversight for these large companies, all these people that vote for them, especially here in Orange County, they no longer get to use the beaches. Their deregulation has caused them not to have their recreation. And it's like you don't understand the connection between what you believe in, who you vote for, what you put your money into, how you deal with other people. There's a reason why we need regulation. People die. Kids get sick. Stuff, we eat the fish from there and we get cancer. Like there's a correlation between all this, and it has a lot to do with not actually having this oversight. And of course, we all know that Trump and the Republicans really have like gutted all these regulations, especially with these big oil companies.
That's the angle I was going to take, because it seems to be, because again over here Boris Johnson's getting a lot of stick for and not being conservative enough, because he wants to up taxes and extend regulations on certain things, and they're saying that's not a conservative way. And in America, and especially the sort of capitalist-led Republicans, all they want to do is gut regulations because they're just chasing profit. And without regulation and people just do what they like, we end up in that libertarian world, which we have explored so much on this show, and it ends up just being a free-for-all, and it might as well be like the Purge, you know? So everyone is chasing profit, everyone is all about the money, and what comes at that, what cost does that come at? And that cost comes at, you can't go to the beach. And again, this is, I thought this was a passive-aggressive dig at me and Mikey, because Mikey lives in the Windy City, and I live in good old Blighty, which is known for sideways rain. But thanks, Brenna.
We had sideways lightning. It was really cool. We had,
okay.
It was amazing. We had a lightning that it went that way.
I have nothing, Wayne. You think you had something? You took it away from me.
Yeah, exactly. Literally.
Hers now.
Oh,
sideways rain.
I feel I've just been cock blocked from weather. you got sideways rain, we got sideways lightning.
The forecast today is nope, not today, Wayne.
Yeah, you wait till January when it snows and our entire country grinds to a halt, because we only have it every year. We still haven't figured it out.
We haven't figured out rain down here. Don't worry. It's still not in anybody's minds, and it rains, a few times a year here. But we don't understand that wet ground means slippery.
And the other thing, Brenna, with your passive aggressive attack on our weather, Mikey, Brenna uses ice for recreation. Just sliding them stones, just sliding them. And we're up here just trying to get to work.
Not only that, but if I want to find snow, I actually have to go to it. Like I don't wait for it because we don't have some down here. But I have like mountains over there, and they have snow. And then I can go and I can pay for that, and then I can come back to my nice warm beach.
Mikey, are you also feeling attacked?
I mean, your beach is useless unless you want to get out the Costco-sized bottle of Dawn dish detergent and a toothbrush and just pull them sleeves up.
I was actually thinking you were going to say like the hazmat suit and just like swim out there in a full.
What those little hamster balls? They got them little inflatable. They got the like inflatable things. You can just run in that thing.
Business idea. We can do that.
Yeah, but the problem is, Mikey, if they get covered in oil, it's going to obscure your vision. You're not going to know where you are. Next thing you know, you're halfway to Hawaii.
It's going to be like a trip.
That's why I'm going to put the baby oil on there first, and then spritz it so that it beads off. I'll just Rain-X it. I'll just put Rain-X all over the outside of it. Foolproof plan.
I love it.
Plan.
All right.
But we saw.
Meanwhile,
we saw what happens when right wingers get to deregulating. Just look what happened in Texas when it got cold down there, and then like their grid was just totally not ready for anything. It wasn't winterized. They had no backup plan, and everyone just froze.
But their senator was ready to go to Cancun.
Oh yeah, Raphael was out of there.
Water there.
He was escorting her. Until Twitter found it. Until Twitter found his ass. Like, hey, Raphael, show ass back over here. Where you going?
Exactly.
Your state is frozen, and you're taking selfies on the plane.
Well, okay, so we've also seen some deregulation too in like produce. When there was deregulation of produce processing, we had that E. coli outbreak in about 10 different types of produce that we eat around here, like romaine lettuce, because there's no rules. Because
there's no
cleaning and using certain fertilizers, that's just money.
So apparently it's against the rules to use human waste as fertilizer. Apparently it gives everybody E. coli.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I've got something that can feed into this from over here. No, wait, calm down.
Probably an extension cord. He's just going to ask for power. He's going to mail over a boat with a cord hanging out of the back of it.
I hate you. No, I'll put it in a private chat. I'll deal with it in a minute. I'll read it in a minute. But it's it's quite pertinent to what Brenna has just brought up. So, Brenna, please continue.
Done.
I think I'm done.
Okay.
I think I had. I mean, you know what? With this, I will let you guys know. I will update you on what they find out because I think there's more to this story than just the oil spill and the cleanup. I think there is a lot of problems that we're going to see bankruptcy. We're going to see deregulation. We're going to see lack of responsibility taken. We're probably going to end up seeing, we might actually end up seeing some of these giant ships that have been waiting for quite a long time. I mean, we have ships that are supposed to be in the port of LA getting unloaded that are down almost to San Diego, which is really far away because they're not unloading fast enough.
Right.
Okay. Well,
So we might see a little bit of those ships. Plus, we have cruise ships as well, and so they actually have to have some sort of dock to go to as well. So we're seeing a lot of problems with our shipping. So our waters are kind of crazy, and this just happened right in the middle of the Huntington Beach Air Show, which is one of the largest air shows in the country.
You were excited about that, weren't you?
I actually went on Saturday and I have video of that and it's pretty damn cool. But Sunday they had to cancel it because of the oil spill. So, and that's usually a 3-day event, which is people from across the country come to see it. Because we have Blue Angels. Blue
Angels.
My favorite is the Canadian snowbirds, which are they're these seemingly little planes, and there's 10 of them in the sky. It's amazing. They make these wonderful formations, and it was spectacular, and I really was lucky to see it, but it was canceled on the 3rd day. What do you want,
Michael?
I'm just stating the obvious here, but don't the planes fly in the air? And the oil's in the water?
You can't have people at the beach.
Not in the water, but
that's where they do it. They do it by the beach.
I'm just saying, you can be, not close to the water.
Again, Mikey, your resolutions to problems are not very well thought out today. Just kind of chucking things out there.
Maybe we should take the planes and the exhaust from the planes and have them fly close to the ocean to set the oil on fire.
Not only do you get day 3 back, but the pyrotechnics are amazing.
It's like Disneyland doesn't even have anything on this.
It's just a ribbon of flame.
I just want
burning down the coast.
See all the fish just jump out of the water,
and they will get cooked mid-air, and then the people can catch them with nets.
So now you feed the world kind of thing.
Fucking Americans. Oh.
Fine. Then someone can make big, stupid, obnoxious-sized chips for people to eat with the fish. You feel better, Wing?
No, I'm just gonna pick up on something that Brenna alluded to.
I don't want to allude to anything
about the culling of livestock that you just mentioned. Because over here we're having a problem because of good old Brexit. Because we all know that. Can you add that to the stream, please, Mikey?
Yep.
Thank you. Right. So, because we did this really good thing of leaving the EU, our abattoirs do not have the staff to deal with the amount of pigs that we farm over here.
What's an abattoir?
An abattoir is a place where they kill the animals for our delectation. Then they're butchered, processed, and put onto the shop shelves. Now, what's happening is, because the abattoirs do not have enough staff to deal with the amount of pigs that we have, the pigs are getting too big, and then they can't then be processed because they are too big. So let me quickly read this to you. This is from The Guardian, so I cite the source. Farmers have warned that up to 120,000 pigs face being culled because of a lack of abattoir workers, as acute labour shortages across supply chains continue to wreak havoc on the UK economy. Rob Mortimer, the chair of the National Pig Association, yeah, we've got one of them, said Britain was facing an acute welfare disaster within a matter of weeks, with farmers forced to kill their livestock because of an acute shortage of butchers and slaughterers. And I'll just quote him again. We are within a couple of weeks of having to consider a mass cull of animals in this country, he told the BBC's Radio 4 programme on Friday. Quote, we think our backlog is in the region of 100,000 to 120,000 as we stand today, and it is growing around 12,000 a week. This is happening on pig farms all over the country. They are backed up and running out of space to keep the animals. One farmer said that being told to expect reductions next week in the number of animals being able to be transported as there were not enough workers at the meat processing plants to handle, calm down Mikey, their loads.
Giggity.
I knew that'd pop you. But
you said National Pig Association. I thought you were talking about the fucking police union. I was like, oh wait.
Wow.
Oh my bad, wrong one.
Yeah, no. So basically, another sort of side effect of Brexit is and COVID. So I don't want to be accused of being anti-Brexit and all that. There are a plethora of things that have contributed to this particular labour shortage, but because it's like a low skilled job. It's classed as a low skill job, working in an abattoir and not very well paid, and the conditions ain't brilliant. A lot of the people that were working in agriculture, we imported from the EU, and now we've got like fruit rotting in fields, we've got this pig situation, and people don't know what to do about it, but everyone who voted for Brexit is going, it's nothing to do with Brexit, it's nothing to do with Brexit. Okay, so where the fuck are all them people over there? They've gone home. And you've got people that are working within that industry stating these are the facts. Then you've got people that are pro-Brexit saying, oh, you're just scaremongering, it's nothing to do with that, everything will be fine. Mm. And it ain't. It really ain't. And I think this is small beans. In relation to the knock-on effects of Brexit, I don't think it's actually really kicked in yet. And I think next year will be the true test, because the scale of this cull, they're talking about it being like the mad cow disease thing, where they're having to go out to the fields and actually destroy their livestock in the fields rather than taking them to an abattoir where they're gassed. That's another thing. We haven't got any gas to knock them out and then stun them and do away with them. So that's a contributing factor as well, also because of Brexit. But I just feel that in this country, we have done something so daft and so narrow-minded, so short-sighted, that the consequences are going to just go on for years and years and years, and it's going to take some serious sort of like self-assessment to get us out of this, because as I say, I think this is like the tip of the iceberg, and I'm just a layman that pays a very unhealthy amount of attention to the news, so I try and absorb as much as I can, but this is, as I say, the tip of the iceberg, and it kind of relates to what Brennan was talking about earlier.
So when are you guys just going to rejoin the European Union? Because that's essentially what has to happen. Because
no, oh God, we've joined this new thing with you guys in Australia, which is weird. The old ex-colonies, and predominantly white. Weird that. So we've just joined this new military pact, and it's called it's like fucking Ozark or something. It's basically Australia, UK, US, all just shoved together. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a nonsense. It's basically giving Australia more submarines in a pact with America and us, and it's pissed off the European Union. It's pissed off other trading partners, but we've done it just to show. It's purely vanity to say, oh look, we're outside the EU and we can do these deals. These deals mean nothing to the man in the street.
You can't eat submarines or kill pigs with them.
You can't eat Australian submarines.
Doesn't work. I've tried. Believe me, I've tried.
Do they call them subs there, or where do they? Because we call them subs here. Do you call them hoagies? You call them?
Yeah. What do you call those sandwiches?
What do you call submarine sandwiches?
Sandwiches.
Oh, like on a long roll with like a.
Ones.
That'd be that would typically be like a baguette.
Yeah. So if you cut open a baguette and put a bunch of slices of meat, some cheese, some lettuce, all that good stuff, what do you call that kind of sandwich? We call them subs.
It's a baguette.
You just still call it a baguette.
It's a filled baguette unless you get it from Subway. Then it's a Subway. So like if I was to go to like a food van over here, they would get like Julie's food van. Big up Julie's food van in Wickford. She basically gives you half a baguette with 2 sausages in it, 3 bits of bacon, 2 eggs. Boom, £4. Happy days.
That's not a bad shout. Fucking £4. Fucking, I don't know if you want to eat that before work.
That's a lot of protein.
That's a lot of breakfast.
That
but the thing is,
keep you happy.
For all the people that sort of like the office workers around my work, they'll just take this big thing like that, and then for people that are in their van, she's like, "Do you want me to cut it in half for you so you can eat it on the way?" I'm like, "Yeah, cheers."
Wow.
So
I love you so much, baguette lady. You understand me.
You love me.
So on Fat Fridays, I have a good 14 inches of meat in me.
And somebody clip that.
Nobody clip that. Tons of mice is here. Fuck.
Yep.
If he doesn't get it, I'll get it later.
Yeah, but I'm just sorry. Go on, continue.
Speaking of being on that side of the pond, can we pull up mine? Numero uno up.
Clip
there.
it. Clip it.
Clip it. Okay. Yes, I have yours right here, Mr. Mikey. Let me bloop.
Poop?
Bloop.
Oh, which poop? What kind of garage are you in?
Whoop it? I don't know.
Oh no, your boy has done it again.
What, the man that hangs around with Joe Rogan all the time?
I am Team Turf, Dave Chappelle, under fire over pro J.K. Rowling trans stance. I warned you guys that Dave had changed. I warned all of you. Now the chickens are coming home to roost. Dave Chappelle's latest Netflix special is facing a wave of intense backlash after the comedian once again made jokes directed towards the LGBT+ community and defended the author J.K. Rowling, who has been previously accused of transphobia. She's pretty much all but said that she's a TERF, and she's proud to be a TERF, and every woman should be a TERF.
What, Mikey, for the audience, what is a TERF?
A TERF is a trans exclusionary radical feminist.
Basically saying that a trans woman is not a woman.
Correct.
And thus should not be accepted as a feminist and should be excluded from all talk about equal rights. Sorry.
I mean, I'm gonna read some of what he said, but I'm not gonna read all of it because I so strongly disagree with these words that I just can't bring myself to say them. In The Closer, which premiered on Tuesday on Netflix, Chappelle declared of a trans exclusionary radical feminist. Oh, there you go. It's right there. Alongside Rowling. They can't.
You could have just kept reading.
So literally the next sentence. I didn't even read that. I forgot about that. They canceled J.K. Rowling. My God. Effectually, she said gender was a fact. The trans community got mad as shit. They started calling her a TERF. I'm Team TERF, the comedian said in the special, which is one of the most watched pieces of content on the streaming site. I'm going to skip down there. The 48-year-old comedian went on to say that he would like to negotiate the release of DaBaby, the rapper who faced widespread criticism in July over his discriminatory comments towards people living with HIV/AIDS. Chappelle, who has previously been criticized for his trans-attacking comments in earlier comedy specials, has been widely condemned on social media since Tuesday. Netflix subscribers have urged the streaming platform to take down the special, with the National Black Justice Coalition saying, with 2021 on track to be the deadliest year on record for transgender people in the United States, Netflix should know better. Perpetuating transphobia perpetuates violence. And that's all I really need from the article. I'll pop it down in the chat for you guys. But it's not okay to always want to just be the shock guy. And this is how I knew that Dave Chappelle lost the fucking speed on his fastball. Lost the heat off of it. Because instead of just making, like, I will go to my grave saying this, the funniest joke I ever heard in my entire life was his joke about the baby on the corner selling weed. And he was so freaked out by it that he had to buy a dime bag from the kid just to calm his nerve. Like, that's just breathtakingly funny and stupid and hilarious. But now he has this whole thing. I don't know if it's who he's hanging out with or if he's just...
Oh, it is.
Or he can't think of anything like that anymore. But it seems like everything he does now is punching down at some protected status group. And it's fucking weak, man. It is the weakest shit.
See, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to Joe Rogan a lot. In fact, I listened to him today because obviously I spend in my job. I spend a lot of time on the road, so I need to get away from talk radio sometimes. Just listen to some crap, switch my mind off. And I was listening to Joe Rogan today, and his premise was talking about this show that a couple do on the internet. It's Your Mother's Something or Other. And because they do it as a pay-per-view on the internet, they can basically say and do what they like because they've got no YouTube oversight, no Patreon oversight. They're just putting it out there on their own platform. And he's like, oh, this is just heaven. This is exactly what, comics need. And his guest, I forget her name, was saying, yeah, we should be able to just say whatever we like. And all that's going on now is like new comics, they can't come up because they're scared to say anything because there's someone there waiting with a pen to write down and get on Twitter and bring them down. And I'm like, that's not true.
Nah.
That's just not true. If you say something that's offensive and someone says, that's offensive, own it. Just say, okay, fair enough. Don't just say, I can say what I like, First Amendment, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, under the First Amendment, you still can't say fire and theatres, can you?
Not all speech is protected speech.
Exactly. So how is it that people like Dave Chappelle, people like Joe Rogan and other comics of that ilk want to broaden the goalposts to suit them, but then when someone actually pushes back and says that's not nice, they go, oh, it's just a joke. It's come from a place of fun. I'm like, okay, tell that to every like comedian over here in the 70s that was making, I'm not going to say the words because I don't want to get us demonetised, but saying racist jokes in like working man's clubs over here. Oh, that's funny. Now you're broadcasting them same jokes online. Someone's going to hear it and go, that's disgusting. And they're going to say, do you know what, mate? You're a prick. I don't want to listen to you anymore. And then if you hear that back and go, oh, how dare you be offended? Mate.
Yeah.
What? So you can just say what you like because you're the geezer on with the mic. And then when I push back, you say, no, you can't say that. Well, no, I'm telling you, you can't say that. You prick. And it seems to be this power dynamic that's really... that they don't like being called out.
Go ahead, Brennan, and then I got one more thing.
Sorry.
No, I want to add to that, like something that Sarah Silverman said in, I think it was the history of comedy, the CNN one. She said that she has to take what she learned from the past and change the way, like change what comedy is for her, because she can no longer say those things that was once considered funny and now considered offensive. And that's the way that she has to do her comedy, and she's not there to if people don't want to listen to her comedy, that's fine, because she has changed, and she's changed for the better of herself and for the better of her audience. And it's something that a lot of comedians that you do see sort of have changed, mostly for the positive, because they are losing people. If you cannot look back at their previous stuff and see that they do change. Like, the ones that are good are the ones that change and realize that they made mistakes, that they are no longer like that, and that they changed their comedy to do something like that. And so somebody like Sarah Silverman has realized that she can no longer be that person, and she has accepted that she had to change. And so if you don't change for the better, if you don't change your comedy for the better, you're just going to end up being the dick, basically.
Yeah.
And
The
that's not
unfunny
the way to
dick.
do comedy. Yeah, it's not the way to do comedy.
And I think it's really fucking hilarious to me how all of these non-comedians jump up and say, "Oh no, but it is funny." I'm like, okay, explain the joke to me then. Explain to me why it's funny, since you have such a grasp on this. Like, no, you're laughing at it because Dave Chappelle said it. You're laughing at it because Louis C.K. said it. That's why you're laughing. You're waiting for everybody around you to start laughing, and then you laugh. The jokes aren't always good. Like, I understand good jokes, and I understand edgy humor, and even like super blue and dark humor. Like, I get all of that. But when you literally want to break the internet and shut the whole thing down, when you do your special on George Floyd, talking about how this is some bullshit and da-da-da, and now you're one of us, right? But then as soon as it comes to the LGBTQ plus community, now they're not one of us no more, and now you can shit on them. Now I'm Team Turf. Pick a fucking side, man. Well, I think he has picked a side. And then the last iterations of him pretending to be on the side of the people, to be on the side of black people even, has been a ruse. Has been an act. Because if he was, he wouldn't act like that. And he wouldn't talk like that.
Can I posit a hypothesis? Maybe it's because he is now in a place where he's so far removed monetarily and fame and all that kind of stuff. He's kind of hanging around with people that are more inclined to think that way, and through sort of like a intellectual osmosis, he's kind of regurgitating those things, because I feel that it's my friend James O'Brien. He's got a really good take on this when he says, if you're poor and you criticise the powerful, it's a politics of envy. If you're rich and you criticise the powerful, it's champagne socialism. So the right have got a pincer movement that shuts down everyone criticising them. But what Dave Chappelle is doing is going, oh, look at me. You can't call me anything because I'm black and I'm rich and I'm a rich black man and I've got an opinion. I can say this sort of stuff. Oh, and I've got gay friends. I can't be racist. There's my black friend.
Exactly.
That thing.
And Kay put it perfectly in the chat up a little bit there. It's a rich Ohio shithead. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Because, like, it's really just like when he was crying boo-hoo and he had his whole thing about, and sometimes they'll just take it. They'll just take it from you. And everyone's like, oh, Dave Chappelle got stolen from. I feel so bad for him. He's like us. No, they didn't steal shit. They didn't steal shit for him. He negotiated for his fucking DVD rights, made a fucking fortune, smartest man on the planet. That was a fucking level 200 IQ move, because no one knew that fucking TV shows in DVD format was going to be the next thing. He guessed it. He hit the lottery. And then now that the show started streaming, he started crying, oh, boo-hoo, they're making money off of my product that I already made tons of money off of. How dare them? They're just taking it. And then the very next special, from the very same people that he said was stealing from him, he's shitting on another protected group. What do you fucking know, Dave?
Yeah.
What do you fucking know? So I see Dave for who he is. I'm done. Sorry, Dave.
I think the problem we have now and this is a criticism of all media, because it's a capitalist model. It's chasing the dollar. It's chasing the sensationalism. And so what they're doing is they're promoting people that say the most outlandish things on the left and the right. So the stereotypical SJW, you know, because they always say, oh, the blue-haired SJW. They're the people that make the headlines, and they're the people that the right think are representative of people on the left. When in reality, they're the extremists that get the eyeballs. So that then manufactures the consent of people on the right or in the centre to think that that's what the left do. Same thing on the right. You get people on the right who are ridiculously extreme, but they get eyeballs, they get bums on seats, and they're the ones that are promoted. Like, for instance, over here, Nigel Farage has got the record for appearing on Question Time the most on the BBC. Why is that? Because the BBC are trying to compete with Sky. They're trying to.
What's Question Time?
Oh, so apologies. Question Time is it's actually on in 40 minutes. It's a BBC show, BBC panel show where they have politicians and people that are in the public eye talking about the political questions of the day, like a forum such as this, but it's the audience asking questions and then they just kind of throw it back. But they've got like, I need to say that probably, don't I?
Speaking from the center, Tim says, worst name show ever.
Yeah, it does. It does exactly what it says on the tin, Tim. A bit like the melting truck.
Well, it's not really melting trucks now, is it?
No, but it's melting stuff.
Melting stuff truck would be the British way of naming it.
No, it'd be, we melt cheese on bread here, please. Give us your money.
five pound.
Yeah, your rates are too high. But yeah, it's basically a panel show, and Nigel Farage, who, for the uninitiated don't know, was the former UKIP leader who got this whole Brexit thing on the go, and he's basically a right-wing fascist, but because he wears a nice suit and, you know, always posing with a pint of beer and man of the people, even though he's a bleeding crony capitalist, and yeah, he gets more eyeballs because he's got loads of followers, and they keep booking him. And the reason they book him is because he's sensationalist. He'll get people print in the newspapers the next day. What has he said? And again, we on the left, I would definitely class myself on the left. We on the left think that he is representative of all people on the right, which is not true. We've got these two, and it's the old horseshoe theory. The two halves of the horseshoe that are so close together, and the rest of us are just kind of down here milling about. But the people at the top of this horseshoe tend to get the most eyeballs because they say the most outrageous things.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's paparazzi. It's the new sort of way of doing paparazzi. Like you're only going to get the money if your name's in the newspaper, if your picture's in the newspaper. And now we have all this media platform now that you have to be on news, you have to be on podcasts, you have to be on YouTube, you have to be on blogs, you have to be on these in order to be considered relevant. And there's only few ways in order to do that. You have to be smart or stupid.
Yeah.
You have to be really smart. You have to be really stupid. And
Stupid's
people
cheaper.
want it. It's a lot faster to get stupid people, because stupid people will sign on to anything, and you just tell them, you ask them questions, then they say something ridiculous. And then everybody else wants to hear this weird person saying these weird things, and then it snowballs into
Honey Boo Boo.
all this.
Yeah. And the thing is, see, I agree with David Pakman on his counter to cancel culture. When he went on Joe Rogan's show, he explained to Joe that when someone gets cancelled off YouTube or Twitch or anything like that, it's not because they've got a left slant. It's because they've got a capitalist slant and they're protecting their bottom line. They don't want to be associated with people that say stuff that offends people, so they cancel them. It's not they cancel them because they're protecting their income stream. They're not doing it because they have some woke agenda. Again, fucking woke agenda. Shut the fuck up. They're doing it purely because they're like, oh, we don't want to be associated with that. And that, again, I heard today that's why OnlyFans was spouting about we're not going to have
pornographic
imagery on our site. Reason being, they wanted to float on their app on is it the Apple Store, the App Store?
It's already there.
Well, they wanted to put their app on there, and they said, well, we can't do that because it might offend the people at Apple. And then they had to back down because all their content creators said, what are we going to do?
A lot of them left already, and they already found money in other places that were willing to like. I was like, oh, what's that? They fucked it up. Come on in, guys. Come on in.
Yeah.
But on top of
the money.
But on top of what you're saying about like the monetary thing, it's just also very strange to me that a lot of comedians who probably had their heyday probably about 10 years ago are now crying cancel culture, as if they are entitled to be fucking comedians anymore. Hey, bitch, you might have to go get a fucking job because you're not as funny as you used to be because the world has changed. So your comedy doesn't work anymore. There's a totally new landscape for comedy. Can you navigate it? If you can't navigate it, then stop being a comedian. Don't just don't just sit there and bitch about the landscape and how the landscape's fucked up and it needs to go back to the way that that was more comfortable for you. Either you can evolve or die. Those are your options. Yeah, and I'm sick of just like a bunch of fucking old dinosaurs sitting on rocks complaining that it's getting too cold. Like fuck off then.
I'll give you a perfect example of that. There's a famous comedian over here. I say famous. He was famous in the sort of 70s and early 80s, called Jim Davidson, and he's like properly washed up. But he used to have a character called Chalky, and Chalky is a derogatory name over here for people of colour, black people in particular. And he used to do this like stereotypical accent of like a West Indian guy, and do jokes, and he feels that he's being discriminated against because he can't do Chalky anymore. It's like,
poor guy.
No, you can't, mate. No, you can't. You can't say racist stuff anymore. You know?
But I've made a whole. But then they stand there stupidly and they double down. They dig their toes into the sand and say, "But I like being racist when I tell jokes. It's made me a lot of money, and I should be able to do it for much longer." Like, did you just hear what you said out loud? But then but then at the same time, they want to flip the script and I just don't think that the president is really great and and then they want to have political views. At the same time, they want to, you know what I'm saying? Like they always want to call out hypocrisy unless it concerns their own arena.
I think it's an old establishment power structure that is trying to cling on to power, and like a cornered animal, that's when they're at their most dangerous. So they're lashing out left, right, and centre, saying you're a wrong 'un, you're a wrong 'un. We're still in charge. But it's like, no, you're being kind of just shh, like that scene in Saving Private Ryan when that German fella's got the knife and she's going shh. She's slow. That's basically what's going on. Bless him. Could I sound more patronising?
Speaking of patronising, you got one more, Wayne, don't you?
Oh, I do, but this is more of a this is
the to end on a lighter note.
This is the and finally story. Yeah, because look at us, we've got an and finally story because we're so nice and good at news.
We're doing it.
Yeah, talk amongst yourselves.
This didn't make the cut, but I had a New York Times article. Pfizer asked FDA to authorize its COVID-19 vaccine for children 5 to 11.
It's going to be a game changer. Yeah.
There's 28 million of the little ones.
Well, and
to
in
11.
California, the governor just passed a law requiring that all eligible students must be vaccinated
I might get my
for
booster.
school. So.
Oh, look, I did it. I did it.
Oh, you shared.
Yeah, look at me. Look at me. From my boomer-like technological skills. Right. Now, this is a lovely story. Andorra versus England, all-female officiating team named for Saturday's World Cup qualifier. Now, if you don't know what this means, from our point of view, there has never been a female referee in an English Premier League game at all, ever. We've got a Lions lady, sorry, assistant referee, but this is for the World Cup qualifier. We have an all-female officiating team, and that's including VAR. VAR is video assistant referee, so even the person checking the refs is a female. Okay, so on here we can see that Katarina Monzel will will lead an all-female refereeing team that also consists of her Ukrainian compatriots. Mariana, I ain't even going to try that. Stritsleska. No, I've got this. Stritsletska. Svitlana, always Svitlana. Greshko. And VAR official referee, Stephanie Frappart. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of that name. Oh no, that's an advert for Sky, so I'm going to ignore that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So an all-female refereeing team will take charge of England's World Cup qualifier in Andorra on Saturday. Katarina Mozol has been named as the referee alongside fellow Ukrainian assistant referee. Yeah, I've already gone through that. Mm-hmm. The historic moment marks the first time senior England men's games will be refereed by women, and that is going to trigger the shit out of people.
They better wear helmets.
Right. Yeah.
Gears will be flying.
But to be fair, they're Ukrainian, so yeah. Go on, lads. Go on. You try it.
Catch them with their bare hands. And
yeah. So just pick their beer up and drink it.
Exactly.
I said it. Monzel has taken charge of a senior men's international before. However, having been part of the first all-female refereeing team to officiate when San Marino faced Gibraltar in the Nations League in November 2020, she also has experience at the Women's World Cup and European Championships and is a referee in the Ukrainian Premier League. Now that to me, let me just stop sharing.
Yeah, stop.
All right, calm down.
Oh.
That to me, saying that she is a Premier League ref in Ukraine, and all the propaganda we're fed about Ukraine and Eastern Europe, that's massive. Because that says if she's a regular, Ukrainians doing better than us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know it's hard for you to grapple with, Wayne. Some countries are better than you. They're just better at doing stuff than you. It happens.
Yeah.
Fake news.
Fake
news.
Oh,
and still, not to be outdone, after we had 4 years of that asshole, here comes fucking Boris. It's like, oh,
hello.
His hair going.
Don't you decor mask. Captain Hindsight over there will have us back in lockdown immediately.
Okay, so I have a question. Why was this why is this necessary now? Why are we suddenly like we need an all-female officiating team? Was it come out of criticisms? Was it come out of
Wayne,
corruption? Like, what's the?
I personally think it's to shock the system, because the thing is, female referees have proven to be as good as male referees, but it's just again tradition, the patriarchy.
Right.
You know, again, like what we were talking about in the previous subject, the established power structure doesn't want change, so they're going to push back against any kind of change. And this, again, this is going to trigger people on the right. They're like, oh, women, it's a man's game, all that fucking caper. Shut the fuck up, you dinosaur cunt.
But whoever's team loses, they're gonna blame the women. But yeah, if we had some mates in there, it would have been a fucking problem. But you had those fucking girls in there, and now fucking team lost because they blew the call.
The thing is, as you know, referees always get, you know, they always make the bad call.
Always.
Right? But especially when your team loses. But if you throw in that misogynistic angle as well, now you're going to get that. Because I remember when the first black referee took charge of a Premiership game, and the uproar again when a decision went against your team. The first thing is, you black, insert whatever pejorative you want in there. It'll be the same. But as time's gone on, people got used to it. Oh, actually, this guy, that's a good call. Oh, well played, that fella. Oh, yeah. And that whole, that component goes away. But you have to introduce people into that pool before you can erode that whole narrative of this is our thing. You can't come in here and change it.
Yeah.
Best of luck to the ladies. Best of luck.
Best of luck to any geezers who give them shit.
Kick your
they're
whole face
more
off.
qualified than any of us. So
I'm just saying because
they're going to kick ass and take names.
Because no, sports is actually a really good subject at the minute, because it's triggered so many blokes that I know. Because there's been a change in Sky Sports lineup. They've had more women, more people of colour commentating on football, when it's been a panel of all middle-aged white men for the last 20 years, 30 years, I would say. And then when Sky made a positive change, again, I think cynically that it's to appeal to the whole wokeism, that they've put people in to be more inclusive. It's upset the people that are, of the old school. But the thing is, they're looking at it and going, well, if we put these people in, it's going to bring more revenue because we're going to look like we're more inclusive. So again, it's cynical of me to say that, I know, but
all about
at the end of the day,
dollar.
exactly, and there's no getting away from that.
All right,
like there's no getting away from Jenna and her plane over Brenna's house.
Jumping out right now. She's gonna hang. Got a hang glider attached to the bottom. Boom.
No, hang on a minute. No, she. This is Jenna. She's got a wingsuit.
A little flying squirrel joint.
That'd be hilarious.
Imagine if she just lands.
Sorry, Jenna, that would be fun.
If she
This
just lands.
episode of the BJ Specialist is brought to you by Red Bull. And it's just soaring through the sky. Just writes BJ with like a heart around it, with a little smoke canister on her ankle.
Jesus.
And lands with a Subway. Oh, that'd be great. Right, should we wrap this?
Let's get out of here. Wayne, take us home.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe big, maybe. Come on. Oh, that's it. Go on. Oh, Mikey made me massive. Anyway,
Okay, do I need to leave you guys alone? Is this like...
Please don't leave. Please don't leave. Please don't leave.
No. Mikey needs a witness.
I'm good.
I didn't touch him. Anyway, this has been the Bin Podcast. We hope you enjoyed this. From myself, Wayne Maker, from Brenner, here, from Mikey, here, and from a Norwegian Swede who is...
Hold on. Nope. He got in between some of the papers.
Hang on. Hang on. No.
No.
I'll check.
Shh. Oh no, that wasn't him.
Let me keep looking.
No, he's probably snoring somewhere. But yeah, from all of us here, including Jartan, we're only joking, mate. We don't know where you are, but I hope you're all right. I'll phone you after the show because we're taking the piss, but you might be dead.
Dead or not, he should answer my phone calls.
Right.
at least send us the passwords to our other stuff before you die. This has been the Bin Podcast. We hope this has been informative to you, and we like to have a broad church of sharing our opinions from across the pond.
Good show, that.
Sometimes in Europe as well, but unfortunately not today. So we bid you adieu.
Adieu.
Ciao.
Ciao. I need to go watch Cars. When's the last time I saw that movie?
Or as Florence would say,
Yeah. I love Cars. Cars is a good movie.
Life is a highway. Bye.